Looking for some tips and tricks to help you improve your long exposure photography? I'm going to show you a few right now. Hey guys, it's Jim from Schubert Photography. This channel is dedicated to helping you master your landscape photography so that it will inspire other people to put down their electronics, to get outside, to explore the world. Hey, anything I talk about today, I'm going to throw links in the description so that you can find those tools easily. Let's get down to those quick tips and tricks to help you improve your long exposure photography. All right, so tip number one is to cover your eyepiece. If you don't cover your eyepiece, you're gonna get what's called light leak, which is light that's coming through the viewfinder and getting into your photo in a long exposure photo, which is not good. So you can carry electrical tape and just put a piece over the viewfinder. You can take your hat off and put it right on there. Your hair is gonna look amazing like this. Or if your camera has it built in, you have a little switch right here that you can flick. If I can actually flick that backwards. Why is this so hard? Boom. And you can close your viewfinder or your eyepiece just like that. All right, tip number two is to use a remote trigger to fire your shots so that you minimize camera shake. Mine just has a little plug jobby like this, and that is the least expensive way to go. They're only, I think, probably less than $10, right around that, on Amazon. You can opt for something a little bit more robust. This is the Alpine Labs Pulse, and this is the Alpine Labs Spark. It's got a little bit different design on top there, and they just mount directly onto your camera's hot shoe, and you use an app, or in this case, you actually use the trigger to remotely trigger your shots on your camera. Number three, use an app on your phone to help you get the best settings for long exposure. I use one called LE Calculator. I'll put a link in the description for that, as well as maybe a couple of others. You can use the base shutter speed. You can use the filter density to use those variables to basically help you figure out the exact time that you should spend on each frame. Tip number four is to stack your ND filters. So if you're taking daytime shots and you're having a hard time getting a long enough exposure, you can use, solid ND filters like this. You can use graduated ND filters. And if you need multiple solid ND filters to get dark enough, stack them, put them, one on top of the other so that you can get your shot as dark or as long as you need to get it. All right, number five is to get a wide variety of shots, everything from daytime to nighttime to time lapse. I'll show you a couple photos that I took, and then I'm going to show you a couple from some photographers that I really admire. And by the way, if you would like to have any of your photos featured in an upcoming video, put some links to your photos in the description below, and I'll take a look at them and see if it works in an upcoming video. But here's some photos that I took. So this is one in Ireland. You see the blurred clouds here from the long exposure. This is one in Rhode Island that I took that I'll show you in a minute. A similar one from somebody who took me on a photo tour. Kind of some more daytime stuff in Rhode Island. You get the milkiness of the water. It looks very still, although that day the water was crashing on these rocks. You'd never know it because it's a long exposure shot. So moving into kind of the sunset time. This is a photographer that I really admire that I follow on Instagram, Matt Reynolds. I'll put a link to his Instagram profile in the description below, and also his website, and feel free to follow him. He's got some amazing stuff. He's out of New England and just a heck of a photographer. And here's a nighttime shot, kind of moving into some of his nighttime work. This is a beautiful one from, I think, around the Cape Cod area. And then another photographer that I love, that she did some great nighttime work recently. She's the one that took me on the photo tour, Cate Brown. She is an absolutely fantastic photographer. I'll put links to her Instagram profile and website in the links below, in the description below. And here's another one that she did, kind of similar. Again, different. It's a variety because these are now, it's not only nighttime photos, but she's working with star trails. So just some fantastic work. And then I'll show you some time lapse that she did for these star trails. You see, it's absolutely beautiful what you can do when you kind of get out of your comfort zone and get into some more experimental stuff. And here's one that I did in Florida, time-lapse from the balcony of our condo, if you can believe it. It's just amazing what you can see when you leave your shutter open just a little bit longer and experiment. Guys, Schubert Photography is a community of learners, so if you have tips and tricks for long exposure photography to share, let other people know in the comments below and read through those comments to see what other people are saying as well. And if you enjoyed this video and have a photographer friend that you would like to share this with, please do so, and subscribe and turn on notifications to get fresh content like this all the time. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Keep mastering landscape photography so that you can inspire other people to get outside, get off those electronics, and enjoy the beauty that this world has to offer. See you guys.